And this year has been a tremendous one. It has really had its ups and downs, but mostly its downs. This year, 2020, has been difficult for all of us, for the entire collective, and it has been unexpected. A lot of surprises have come to face us, and we have had no choice but to jump over those hurdles and keep pushing past those challenges. 2020 has been the awakening of the collective, of each individual in this world, and has truly seen reality for what it is. I am going to present to you my personal thoughts and expertise on what just happened. This year, 2020, is not over yet, but it's about to thrust us into a new beginning. 2021 is the rebirth of this entire world, of us as a collective and as individuals. Join me for this special presentation. I am going to be laying out everything so that you can truly understand the bigger picture, so that you can understand the blueprint from what happened in the past, what you can do in this present moment, and what you can expect for your future if you take action now. The time is now. This is a special presentation provided by my Lightworker University. Take a look at this year's Lightworker University special motivational speeches 3-day event. It was all about awakening this equality among us all, this hope for our future, and this unconditional love among the entire world. And that is the secret and the 3 keys to beginning this new rebirth. Come about this new year. Join me. I expect to see you there. Namaste. Hello, welcome to today's presentation. My name is Christie Ramirez and I am a soul coach and motivational speaker. This event is provided by my Lightworker University, and today I want to have a conversation with all of you about what just happened in 2020. I like to call 2020 the awakening, because many people have awakened on different levels, but above all spiritually. People have awakened to what truly is important in this life and what's beyond this physical realm. Those are the 2 main things that people have awoken to, and it's really created a lot of dark nights of the soul, I would like to say, and people really contemplating and reflecting how they've been living their life. So this year has definitely been a year of reflection, because action was limited due to outside circumstances, but also because people froze. People freeze, according to psychology, when they feel like they have no way out, or no hope, or don't know how to defend themselves against whatever is coming their way. And what happened this year is basically, let's be real, this COVID pandemic. This COVID pandemic was the attack upon us all as a collective to Earth, and we didn't know how to cope with it because it was unexpected. It really took us by surprise. Think back to the event of Pearl Harbor. I was really connecting with that even way before this event happened in March of 2020, because this happened very much at the beginning of this year. So it's been quite incredible that basically this whole entire year has been based on this COVID pandemic. And for many it seems like it's a waste of time, but for those of you who have known how to harness these energies and actually use it to your advantage, you're continuously progressing and you've actually moved up. But for those of you who stayed behind, let me tell you that there's still time. This is why I was guided to create this video, because I already know all this information, but I was being guided to share it because not many people know this information. Not many people have access to this heavenly connection and communication directly with God. And at the beginning, I was never afraid, not even when all of this fear was going on in the news media. I was not afraid because I had my outlets in my mission work, in my artwork, and in what I love to do. And that's what kept me in this comfort, safety zone within my life. And of course I was still up to date as to what was happening. It's not like I was closing myself off and being naive to what was happening. But part of being spiritually mature is knowing what to actually allow into your aura. Even if you hear about it or you're in a conversation that's talking about it, you still have a choice of whether you're going to allow it to penetrate your aura. Because that's what our aura is. It's like a big bubble. And it's very penetrable, right? Just like a bubble is. And the thing about a bubble is that if you pinch it, subtly, it will pop. And that's how our aura is. If you just allow one speck of doubt or one speck of negativity to enter into that aura, guess what? Poof. Your aura now is vulnerable. Vulnerable to outside entities and fears to enter into your vibration. And the whole purpose of this awakening that's happening beyond our control and among us all in the collective has been to basically fortify us and make us these warriors of light. Hence my Lightworker University. That was one of the hugest inspiration that really led me to that feature part of my brand. I have special programs just provided by the Lightworker University and special motivational speeches that happen yearly. And this is a special event that I'm going to be doing in the transition between years because it's very important for people to know how to prepare, what to expect, and how to best harness these energies to the maximum. And there is a way out, but that way out is that you must be willing to make that transformation and take that action. And part of this action is taking initiative towards your healing journey. This is what my Anew Utomic Soul Coaching program is all about. This is why I built it and I spent so many months working on it, because I know that this is the moment when the collective needs it the most, right before this year ends, as soon as this year begins. Because this new year is going to be kind of like that foundation and portal opening and gateway as to the coming years up until 2024. And this last month of 2020 is basically preparing us to open up that gateway, because only those who are wise enough to create a strategy for their life and figure a way out to create this abundance in their space are going to make it, are going to survive. But those who are resistant of change and afraid of the unknown, unfortunately, will be left behind. Because this spiritual journey is all based on free will. We all have that invite to be chosen and to come and do great things in this life. But not everybody takes it as a gift to be received, and not everybody agrees with it, and not everybody is willing to put in the work. That's the sad truth, and that's the thing about the spiritual journey. The truth hurts sometimes, but once you learn to accept the truth, guess what? You are able to co-create with the universe and embark on your true best life ever. And everybody is chosen on this journey. But it's up to you to say yes. Yes to life, yes to God, yes to this mission, yes to this light worker reality that you are being gifted with. Because being a light worker is just that. It's work. It's work to keep our light on and to keep it shining always for others. And many of us around the world that have been handpicked by God are these beacons of light. And they've held strong during these difficult moments, myself included, because I have not broken down. And you want to know my secret, why I haven't broken down? And in fact, I've actually found more of my inner peace and happiness during these times, because my dark nights and my awakening actually happened before this year. It happened last year because I was being prepared for this moment when the people needed me the most, and there's others like me around the world, but very few counted. And I might like to add that they're probably only countable with our 2 hands maximum. And that's sad because a lot of people have backed off, and a lot of people have become afraid because they're giving into the illusion of separation. This is what A Course in Miracles teaches us, that miracles and heaven here on earth is already here present, but it's the perspective which we run a reality. And so I was prepared coming into this year, even though I was still pretty young spiritually. I grew up literally at like a 10-year pace, and it's all been for me to be the speaker because I've never been afraid to show up for people, and I've not closed myself off to making myself here present and known, and exposing myself in the social media so that people can come with me so that I can show them the way to the light. Because we can all make it out of this together, but we need to hold each other's hands. Because eventually, you know, the light in this world, from only a few people in the world, is only so much. We need to all come together to create this powerful, unstoppable light. Because whatever has happened this year has been so damaging for various peoples that it seems like it's even from an outside source. It's very unreal. And this is what scared people, right? Because we don't know where it came from, and we don't know what's the bigger agenda behind all this. But the one thing that's common among all of us is that we all want a happy life. We all want a way out, and we all want to keep this hope alive. And I'm here to tell you that this hope is alive. It's just about you seeing the light, kind of like cleaning up the window and seeing beyond that veil that's covering up the truth. Seeing through your spiritual eye, not just through your physical eye, but seeing beyond the veil, what God is trying to tell us all. That we are being thrust into this new world that has been available to us already, but it's about seeing it now. And I want to remind you all that you're stronger than you think, and about this healing potential among all of us that is innate already among us and available whenever we choose to accept it. This is a huge part of what A Course in Miracles teaches us, and what I'm here to remind you again, that we all have the power to naturally heal and create these shields among us. And you know, it's not even about the holidays that are here that are making everyone a little bit even more sensitive to what has happened, to the losses that have been endured during these times. But it's really making us think, what kind of future do we want, and what's really ahead, right? Because what's really ahead seems kind of scary, knowing what we're dealing with right now. So what I mean by that is that our future, this coming year 2021, is going to be a rebirth for those who have awakened. It's the prerequisite, right? In order to be reborn, one has to die. And I don't mean physically die, but I mean spiritually die to the ego. Die to what you once thought was important to you. Die to who you were before you awakened. And this is a long spiritual journey for all of us. But we are to become better people because of it. And we are to become armies of God and warriors that are going to stand up for this light. Powerful energy I feel for 2021. And I feel like 2021 is definitely going to be this moment now about taking major action. We're being prepared at this moment. But 2021 is basically where we're going to be thrust. That's kind of like the word that I keep channeling. Thrust. Like kind of just thrown into this new chapter. whether we like it or not as well. So it's best that we learn now how to actually deal with it, as the moment will come sooner rather than later, sooner than we expect. So we must be ready. When I say that 2021 is a rebirth, think about a baby just being born, right? A baby is innocent, just coming out of the mother's womb. And this baby is in its most purified sacred state than ever in their entire life, because they are untainted and they're completely innocent. And whatever happened to that baby while in the mother's womb is what creates this expectation of what to experience once this child comes actually out of the mother's womb, and also their perception, right, as to whatever experience they go through. So this is why some babies cry more than others, some babies are more needy than others, because it really is affected by what happened in the mother's womb. So how basically the mother took their pregnancy, right? And if the mother's pregnancy was very graceful, chances are the baby is going to be very graceful during their early years. And if they were traumatized during those times, then they're going to be in fear once they move out of that womb, because they're no longer going to feel safe. So think about this metaphor as to ourselves and our soul within our sacred temple, our physical body. Whatever has happened throughout this year 2020 is basically the metaphor of us being in Earth's womb, our Mother Earth womb, right? And we are about to be reborn and thrust out of this womb come 2021. Okay, so this is a very powerful metaphor. And whatever happens in 2021 is basically going to be the starting years of a new beginning, literally a new cycle for us all as a collective in humanity and in our individual lives. So we're pretty lucky to be alive in this time, because this is historic. And you know why? Because not everybody in the past had this chance. Not everybody who has not been alive in year 2020 has had this chance to restart over, a fresh new start. So whatever happened in the past years previous of the years of 2020, so basically 2019 and below, whatever year you were born, all of those years have been karmic for everybody. And that's pretty powerful, because I know a lot of people have integrated those experiences as if they deserve it, or as if that's who they are, or as if those mistakes define what their character truly is. But let me tell you again that those years have been karmic lessons. And this has all been collectively, okay, even astrologically for that matter. And whatever happened in 2021 was a reflection from those karmic lessons that happened in the past. This is why this year more than ever, this word, the phrase, the past, has been more eminently important than ever before. This term, the past, has more significance now than it has been in previous years. And this is truly why I've based so many of my therapy sessions on trauma recovery, because I'm giving you this hope right now and this promise by God that these traumas are never to happen again, so long as you accept them as part of your experience. Because if we are resentful or we're resistant to accept it, that is what happened in our life, because of whatever emotion, it could be shame, it could be guilt, it could be hate even, it could be anything. And those emotions are low vibrational and negative, which is a huge reason why I've dedicated so much of my time to those therapy sessions, to my program, A New You, to help us finally release from those past baggages, because they're no longer acceptable for this new beginning in 2021. And this 2021, this gateway that's opening for those who have done their healing, is going to open up an opportunity for you, a gift literally from the universe, a gift of gold and abundance, where you can truly now live out your dreams. Everybody has their own dreams, and this is exciting right now, because as I'm now channeling like this at this moment, many of you have been thinking this. When am I going to finally get there? All of these years I've been working so hard to reach whatever it is that you're trying to manifest. And God is here to tell you that this year 2021 is going to be the beginning. It's not going to be yet the culmination of that dream, but it's going to be the beginning of a new cycle. Okay, so it's like we're being reborn, starting from scratch, from year one, moving up to our young years, teenager years, young adult years, and into adulthood. So whatever age you're at as well, it doesn't even matter what age you are. This is your opportunity for a new beginning. I can't overemphasize that enough, because God is really being clear right now that this is a new chapter. For that matter of fact, it's a new book all in together. So start creating your photo albums right now and start recording more of what's happening from 2021 into the future as the second part of your life. The old self was the past, and this new self is the new you, your new dream come true. And this is really amazing, because it's not only you that's going to be changing, it's going to also be all those around you, close to you, and family in your circle, your partner, if you're on the same boat, of course. And then we're going to start seeing this all around the world, and it's going to be very healing to see and very miraculous. This is a world's miracle that's happening, and God is here to tell us that He's been planning this for quite a long time. We've been prepping for this ever since we were born. And for all of you out there who are in the older years, you have been setting this blueprint, this startup, for those younger than you, the future generations, right? Because of course, if you're younger now, you're obviously going to live longer if that's in your destiny. And there's a lot of work to be done, because this is going to set also the new foundation for future generations, our children's children and their children, right? So whatever it is that we're doing in this moment is more significant than you realize. Whatever mission you've been given specifically, take it seriously, because it is for a greater cause. And we're all working on this together in different roles. We all have a different part to play. And I promise you that you will have fun on your mission. And life will also go more gracefully for you, because when you co-create with God, God is supporting you in everything, because He is behind the bigger plan, right? And we only have to surrender to divine timing and divine order. So it's very important that we learn how to be more diligent on following God's instructions, because God already sees the future and already has the plan. All we got to do is follow along. And if we don't know yet the answer to what's going to happen next, or to our problems per se in the present moment, just surrender that it's for something good. Because when you have this mentality of always seeing the blessing in disguise, that's the way that you're going to see it and experience it. So you're going to save yourself a lot of pain, a lot of heartache, and a lot of turmoil, because it's pointless, right? Because in the end, you're going to see it was all for the best. So why not just give in to what's happening and actually embrace it from a more positive standpoint? And this is us living heaven on earth already, because there's nothing holding us back from seeing already the goodness that surrounds us. So make your plans today and make today magical, because whatever you do today is going to set the stage for the future. Okay, so these last few weeks, or should I say even days of 2020, please make a journal entry and write a story. Write a story as to how you would like your future to play out. Your dreams coming true, how would you want to experience it? And one of the secrets to visualization as well that I will reveal to you today, I actually teach this in my new soul coaching program, is that the secret to actual visualization is not envisioning yourself experiencing the dream, but it's actually envisioning yourself experiencing the dream as if you were actually experiencing it. So from a first person standpoint versus an outsider, an observer watching yourself, right? We want to actually be in the experience, and that's how we actually manifest more powerfully. Because whatever it is that we're manifesting, of course it has a lot to do with what it is that we want, our thoughts and our desires. But of course, all of it is going to be according to your fate, God's fate and destiny that's already been pre-planned. So don't waste your precious effort trying to control the situation, but rather surrender to what God is telling you is for you. Because that's the only way that you're gonna finally propel faster into living your dream. And you might even be surprised that you don't even know what your real dream is, okay? Because a lot of us sometimes hold these expectations with God about what it is that we want. But if you surrender and kind of allow your mind to be blanked, even your heart from your dreams, and you allow God to fill you in with what your dream is really gonna play out like in the physical world, then it's gonna be a win-win situation, because you're not gonna be disillusioned anymore. Rather, you're only gonna be constantly surprised by the newness that comes and the greatness and all these blessings that God will shower you with. All of these blessings, each in its own beauty, each individually to each person, because God already knows what's best for us and what's going to serve us well, even the experiences that we had to learn in the past. So embrace it and accept it and be in grace with God about whatever happened in the past. That's your secret for continuing forward and for allowing God to open the doors for you, because these doors will not be open forever. That's for sure. Okay, so the moment is now. This is why this year has been so crucial, and I have been guided to speak so much about this, because it really is that important. Okay, and whatever habits you have set for yourself this year as well, keep them with you for the next year and for the following years as part of your lifestyle. Don't regress back into who you were before, but rather keep improving and keep becoming a better you. So that's a little bit of what's going to happen as a summary from 2020 into 2021, this transition that we're in and what's going to be expected for the coming years. Okay, I want to talk a little bit about mental health right now. Let's jump into this aspect and topic, because I know that this has really been a big issue among the collective, which is why I even launched my holiday mental support project that is going to continue to 2023. This project, for example, this year I decided to offer myself again to personal sessions. Then I also added something extra for the holiday mental support project, which is going to run to 2023. And this is a children's fundraiser, because there's a lot of focus on this mental support project for the earlier children. Because like I just said before, our children are our future. So it's up to us to become better parents, better mentors, better examples of how we want our future children to be like, and how God would want us all as His children to act, to behave, and to be these living embodiments of Christ on earth, all of us. And what does Christ represent? Christ represents unconditional love. He represents peace. He represents order as well, because God likes order. Order in the way that we are all equal beings, because we are all of God, but also order when it comes to surrender, right? Doing things the right way. This is why there's such a thing as morality and laws of conduct, and even the 10 Commandments per se, right? Everybody has their own commandments in different religions per se, but at the end of the day, the same message comes through, which is be a good person, right? What comes around goes around. Treat others as you would treat yourself. So at the end of the day, we all need to learn the true meaning of love. Because love, of course, can't be explained in just one word. Because there are many different kinds of love, and there are different ways to show love. And there are different ways to enact love. physically, right? So everybody has a different love language per se. And if we can all be in this loving state, we can all begin to transcend these human distortions, which are of the ego, and begin to ascend into enlightened beings. And there is already such a thing, so we can look up to that. There have been many civilizations in the past, right? Take the Mayans, for example. If you want to go way back, very early in history, take a look at the Atlanteans. These are civilizations that once walked the earth, and they were present because there has been physical, tangible evidence of their living presence here on earth. And they've actually left behind guidance as to how we can also reach this place where they have reached. They still live among us in spirit. And God is telling us that the new way of living this new earth is in spirit. There's a lot of spiritual gifts that people have awakened to in the year 2020, right? Telepathy, for example. There's other ones as well that I mention a lot in my School of Light. We talk a lot of deeper stuff about this, esoteric knowledge, ancient wisdom. And 2021 is this new rebirth as to how we are all going to be like, all of us using these spiritual gifts. There's going to be a lot more about spiritual talk coming up. A lot of new people awakening to their gifts, creating businesses about spirituality, and being more open about this. And there has been that already here in the year 2020. And people are noticing, right? And all of us are becoming more normalized to this spiritual talk among everyone, because it's becoming the new trend. But it's a good trend, because some trends are positive, right? And we can use this to our advantage right now and make the most of it by continuously feeding it and also continuously rewarding it, right? It's kind of like we're, what is that word? We are incentivizing more of this spiritual talk among all of us by accepting it, by actually living out these truths and applying daily into our life these spiritual practices, these teachings from enlightened beings, masters on this earth, spiritual teachers coming about teaching us how we should be. And I don't want to say how should we be, but how would best serve you better said, right? Because we all have a choice to make. We all have a choice to make, which is the higher path or the easier path. And many of the times, the road less taken is the one that's going to take you to the highest place ever. So let us watch this video right now. And this is a special TED Talk that I came across, and it describes this perfectly. Because we have all been awakened as to what is the path that we should take, but not everybody is willing to take this path. Because not everybody wants to put in that work, wants to put in that energy, or even wants to basically showcase who they really are, confront the people around them that perhaps best not serve them anymore, and show their true authentic self. Because this authentic self wants to come out and play. Your spiritual side, your higher self, your deep soul within. That's the person that we need to be with no fear. And we need to embody it and embrace it and own it. Become empowered as light beings, warriors of light walking here on earth, and showing others the way and inviting others to join us. Because that is the true path of a light worker. And as light workers, we have a duty to keep showing up with our own unique talents and gifts and share it all. Sharing is not only caring, but by sharing and teaching, we actually learn more. And the more that we learn, the more we grow spiritually and the more we evolve soul-wise. And that is the whole purpose for us being here on earth, is to evolutionize on our soul journey. Experience the evolution of your soul journey. So let's get started today with this new beginning. And truly please share this video as much as you can, because the time is now. Stop procrastinating. Stop overthinking. You already know what to do. Your intuition is correct. And if you want to sharpen your intuition, take a look at my Body, Mind, and Spirit Health and Wellness brand. I created it to help people with these programs to sharpen their intuition. There's nothing stopping you except your own self within, your ego. So let that ego go and just allow yourself to transform deeply, profoundly, and embrace this change. Because I promise you that you will be thrust into this better world, better experience, and truly who you were meant to be, to experience your unlimited potential on this planet in this lifetime. And that is how I'm going to conclude today's presentation. Take a look at all my programs, especially a new you, and my upcoming programs for 2021 that's going to help you to set this new foundation is going to be very important. My Spiritual Business Development and Success program provided by the Lightworker University is going to teach you how to construct this blueprint for this new beginning. So definitely join along. Subscribe to my free mailing list for updates, special offers, and please take a look at all my membership programs to really help you with this transformation, this healing that's wanting to take place within you. You already know it. God is continuously telling you through signs, synchronicities. So stop ignoring these signs and go for it. Open up your heart, open up your arms, and embrace this new change. Let us hold our hands together and step into this new world, this new reality together, and experience the highest vibrational earth ever possible. Have an amazing and beautiful holiday season, everyone. Namaste.